Hi, welcome back to my channel. Thanks for being with me here today for this video, which I'm really excited about. Today, I am going to do my September palettes ranking. That's right, I'm a little bit behind in my monthly palette rankings, but I have been keeping up with it. So I'm here today to get caught up with you on my September palettes. I've got my basket here. I've got all the palettes that I used in September and I've got them ready to rank out. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. But first, if you're curious about my eye look, I did film this. I just filmed this earlier today. That was actually several hours ago. I just now got back from going to eat with my husband. So, excuse my worn off lipstick look, but I did freshen my mouth up a little afterwards. Anyhow, I digress. If you're curious about what is on my eyes, I did film this look with the Lunar Nightshade from the Pat McGrath Bijou Brilliance collection. That's what the eyes look like. Anyhow, let's get on with the palette ranking. All right. First off, let me just say, I only buy good palettes for the most part. Like, I very rarely take a chance on a palette. So basically my rankings usually are about preference. Sometimes it's about formulas, and I will indicate the difference, and I will indicate that, when that is the case. But for example, hi baby. Oh, my little baby girl. Somebody came to visit me. Hi, baby girl. Oh, I love my little baby. Hi, baby girl. Oh, my sweet little old lady. I love my beautiful Lucy. Oh, my little Lucy. I love you so much. Oh, she just makes my heart so happy. I love my little girl. Okay, let me put her down so I can get on with the palette ranking. I love you, Lucy. Okay, she's a good girl. Oh, she's a good girl. Okay. All right. I got so distracted. Where was I? All right. So I bought all of these palettes. Okay. All of these palettes I bought with the intention of loving them. Obviously. I mean, I don't buy things just to buy them. And I usually, I usually have a pretty good idea that a palette is going to work out for me. It's just, maybe sometimes I have some sensitivity, or maybe the formula is a little harder to work with than I prefer. So those are the kinds of things that will play into my preferences, as well as the color story and how much fun I get out of using the palette. So that's what my criteria is. Let's start off in final place. Do I even know how many palettes I have here? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I thought there was one more. No, that was all of them. Yeah, okay. I have 12 palettes for today's ranking. So let's start off in the 12th and final place. That is going to be the Tarte Man-Eater After Dark palette. Wait, Man-Eater After Dark? Nightfall. I think it is, whatever it was. Yeah, Nightfall. It's the it's the Tarte Nightfall, the Man-Eater Nightfall. Now, the only reason, if you saw my video, I do have videos with most of these palettes probably on my channel. So look down in the description box. I'll be sure to link them down below if you're interested in any inspiration for looks and stuff like that, or just seeing the palettes perform while I use them and hearing my thoughts along the way, because I like to share my first impressions that way for you, for me and for you. But anyway, I did really, really love this color story. Color story wise, this palette would have ranked a lot higher. but I did end up getting like a little bit of eye irritation from some of the more colorful shades. I'm not sure specifically which ones. I feel like it might have been one of these purples that did it probably, but I'm not 100% certain. I probably won't use the palette anymore. Probably could have returned it if I would have, you know, just followed through with that. I said I was going to, but I didn't. I ended up keeping it. I might try some of these other lighter shades and see if there's other shades in this palette that I can work with. But yeah, because of the eye irritation that I experienced, I did put this in final place, but I do think it's a beautiful color story. It blended beautifully. It had a lot of color payoff, and I really enjoyed the way the shimmers looked. I got beautiful looks from this palette, so it wasn't anything about that. It was just because it's just ranking final place because I got some eye irritation from it. So 12th spot is the Tarte Nightfall, the Tarte Maneater Nightfall. Coming in second to last place, spot number 11, is the ColourPop Gone Matte palette. Now, it makes me a little bit sad to say that because honestly, this is probably one of the best performing ColourPop palettes that I've encountered so far. I don't have a whole lot of experience with ColourPop, but I have had like a dozen different ColourPop palettes over the years. So I really like how these mattes perform. I like that all of these mattes have zero glitter in them. They're none of those sparkle glitter mattes or whatever. They're just straight up mattes. And for an affordable brand, I would say these are the best mattes that you're gonna get for a super, super bargain price. I really do like this palette. I definitely recommend it, especially if you're on a budget. But the reason why it's coming in so low in my ranking is just because, well, if you see some of the palettes that are coming up next, you're gonna understand how it would be really hard to rank this ColourPop palette way above those. But if this palette wasn't going up against those palettes, it would probably come out, you know, in a more leading position. But in this ranking, as it stands now, this is coming in 11th place. But I did enjoy this palette, and I've started getting a lot of use out of this for my eyebrows specifically, which I'm glad about that. Okay, and coming in spot number 10, this might be a surprise to you, but if you know me really well, it might not surprise you to hear this because you've probably heard me say this before, that you've probably heard me mention that this palette isn't, okay, wait, just start over. Coming in spot number 10, which it's a little surprising that this palette is coming in so low, especially compared to some of the other palettes and brands that are coming up next, but coming in at spot number 10 is the Natasha Denona Biba palette. Now, don't get me wrong, this is a beautiful palette. This is her, this is from her higher price point palettes. This is like a $129 palette. I did get it for a Black Friday discount, like in some sort of a bundle discount or whatever. That was already like 3 years ago. That was 2020. So yeah, this palette is now 3 years old. And I'm a little surprised that I haven't gotten more use, like more visible use out of it. But that's just because my collection is so large. Might also be for the reasons that's bringing this palette so low in this ranking, which are, I feel like this palette is just a little bit too warm for my preference. I mean, there are these cooler tone shades here, but like this is a shimmer, like this is like a satin shimmer or something. It's not really a matte. And I don't really like this color of gray right here. Like it's just not my preferred shade for a cool tone shade. And I just feel like, yeah, the black is also like a slight shimmer, like it's like a satin or something. I'm not really a fan of the particular shades in the specific formulas that some of them are in within this palette. So it does surprise me that this neutral palette is ranking so low, especially because I love me a really good neutral palette. And we know I love the Natasha Denona eyeshadow formula. It's my most favorite formula, that's for sure. But yeah, I do make pretty looks. I do enjoy the looks that I get with this palette. I just don't really get excited about them. And I don't get excited about the palette when I look at it either. So for that reason, it's coming in spot number 10. That was tough. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna try not to elaborate that long. Okay, it was hard. It was hard to put Natasha Denona in 10th spot. Okay, let's move on. Coming in spot number 9 in this palette ranking, coming in spot number 9 for my September palette rankings is the Tarte Big Ego palette. I loved this palette. This palette is really beautiful. I really enjoyed these cool tone shades out of this palette. I'm sure the warmer tones, the pinks and stuff, are gonna be lovely. Tarte does beautiful pinks, but I haven't tried those yet. So, you know, this is just based off of the usage from my time with it in September. I really did enjoy this palette. I enjoyed the payoff. I enjoyed the performance. I enjoyed the longevity of the shadows. I did not have any irritation with these shadows. So yeah, I did really like this palette a lot. I'm looking forward to playing with it some more. And I was really, really glad that I got this on sale. So although this is like a $50 or a $55 palette USD, I did get it on sale at Macy's for like $34.99 USD. So I was really excited about that. Plus I got some Rakuten money back and some sort of like Macy's rewards or something. So I feel like I got a pretty good incentive to purchase this palette. Sorry if you hear my family coming in from the backyard. I feel like I had a really good incentive to purchase this palette, and that was what made me finally decide to give it a go. But yeah, I'm really glad I picked it up. I had a lot of fun playing with it, and I look forward to playing with it some more. And it's coming in spot number 9 for my September monthly ranking. Coming in spot number 8 is Pat McGrath Mothership. Can you believe this? 8th spot. I know. Take a guess which one you think it is. If you follow me on Instagram, you probably already know. Or if you look back through my videos, you would have seen that I did upload a video with this palette at that time. We're talking about the Midnight Sun from Pat McGrath. This is a beautiful palette, don't get me wrong. I love this palette very much. I did more of a warm tone look. Was that right? Yeah, I did more of a warm tone fall, like Halloween kind of vibe. I didn't really dip into the purples too much, which might have been what led me to put it so low in the ranking in this particular round. I do really enjoy this palette, but I just had a lot more fun with some of the other palettes that I played with that month. And so that's why this palette is coming in spot number 8. Was that right? Or was it 9? I don't know. It was which one I said. I'll put it up here on the screen now that I know how to do that. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, what? 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. Yeah, spot number 8. Coming in spot number 7 is the Urban Decay Heavy... Wait, start over. Too much reflection. Coming in spot number 7 is the Urban Decay Heavy Metals palette. Now, I want to say that I feel like this palette deserves... Hold on, let me watch the glare now. I'm trying to keep the brush from falling out. I feel like this palette deserves a much higher spot in my ranking. This is a really great palette. I was highly impressed with the colorful shades especially. I didn't dip too much into the neutrals, but we all know Urban Decay does a great neutral in their naked palettes. So like that's kind of a given, you know. But these pops of colors are really impactful. They had like minimal fallout, if I remember correctly. I do have a video sharing my first impressions with this. And yeah, be sure to check that out down below if you're curious at all. I really, really enjoyed the look that I got playing with this palette. And I feel a little sad that I haven't used it again since, but that's just because I've been going through my new palettes and I have so many palettes now, but I have been missing this palette and thinking about it, thinking to myself that I really want to play with it again. So I did have a lot of fun playing with this palette. I loved the look that I got from it. I'm really excited to play with it again. And those are all the reasons why it's coming in spot number 7 in this ranking this month. That it's coming in spot number 7 for my September palette ranking. Coming in the 6th slot in this ranking is the Patrick Ta Major Dimensions Volume 1. Let me see if I can open this. Here we go. You know what this palette looks like. This is the first one. This is the neutral browns. It's a really beautiful palette. I love the formula of Patrick Ta. I love the looks that I get with this palette. I haven't ventured into the creams yet, so I need to play with the palette a little bit further and just, you know, get to know it a little bit better. But I really love all the looks that I get with it. I love the formula. I love the blendability. These shimmers aren't like the most best or whatever. These aren't the best shimmers out there. That's what I'm trying to say. Grammar, let's try that again. These aren't the best shimmers out there, but I do like them and they are pretty. Since I'm not like always into a super impactful shimmer, and sometimes I like a more subdued look for like a more elegant or everyday look, I feel like this really fits the bill, and I did enjoy playing with it this last month, so that's why it is coming in slot number 6. Okay, guys, wait, hold on. Now that I'm looking at it, I wanna reallot, okay? I wanna put my Urban Decay in slot number 6 and my Patrick Ta in slot number 7, okay? Yeah, that's the way it is. I feel bad. This one should be ranked higher because I really did enjoy playing with this one, and it's so fun and colorful. The pops are so exciting, and the packaging and just everything about it. I really like this palette a lot. So forget what I said. This one's coming in number 6 and this one's number 7. Woo! For the reasons that I already gave. My gosh, did I just break my palette? Let's hope not, because I know these are kind of delicate. Oh, good Lord, it's in one piece. Lucky me. Okay, so yeah, I've rearranged it now in the palette stack. Okay, guys, top 5. We're doing the top 5. We are in the top 5. Here we go, top 5. Coming in 5th place is the Too Faced Maple Syrup Pancake Palette. Whoa, almost dropped the palette. I really enjoyed this palette. I had a lot of fun with the variety that I get out of this palette. I really enjoyed all of the looks. I was surprised with how much, well, I wasn't really surprised with how much range because it's such a colorful palette, but I was surprised with how much I enjoyed playing with the different shades in this palette. And you can get a whole lot of range out of it. The payoff is lovely. I enjoyed all of the looks that I got. I got lots of compliments with it. And yeah, I really enjoyed this palette. So I would have ranked it a little bit higher, but I just enjoyed some of the other palettes a little bit more. So that's why this one's coming in 5th place. But I thought that that was a really good spot considering all the palettes that I have here to choose from, and that we're talking about a Too Faced not in the tin palette. So I really say that that's pretty great, you know? This palette did exceed my expectations, and so that's why it's coming in 5th spot. Coming in 4th place this month is the Too Faced Cosmic Crush palette. Oh my gosh, you guys, this palette, I almost passed this up because I heard, so hold on, let me fix this. I almost passed this palette up because I heard a lot of people talking trash about it, talking about how it wasn't very good. This and that. I beg to differ. I had such a great time playing with this palette. The eyeshadows are so impactful and so lovely, and just the unique color story. I had so much fun with this palette. The formula is really beautiful. The payoff is really punchy, but not like hard to work with. The colors blend really nice. I didn't get any patchiness or muddiness, and yeah, like the shadows lasted really easily. I didn't feel like I needed to do anything extraordinary to make them work very well. I really enjoyed this palette. As a matter of fact, enjoying these palettes so much in this cardboard style packaging is what made me hunt down the previous year's like pumpkin pie palette that was in this kind of a cardboard. So I went and tracked that down after using both of these because I loved it. I loved these palettes so much. Yeah, so that's why this palette is coming in 4th place. This might still be for, this might still be on the Sephora site on sale. For the US site, it was like going for like $26, half price. I highly recommend it at half price. I even recommend it at full price. It's a great palette. It's got a really fun formula. And if the color story is calling to you, I don't think you'll be disappointed at all. So whether you get this on sale or full price, I think it's worth it. And it's coming in 4th spot for my monthly ranking. Okay, here we go, guys. Top 3. Now we're in the top 3. Coming in 3rd place for this month's ranking is a Pat McGrath mothership. Can you guess which one? If you remember which videos I recently uploaded, you probably already know. But in case you don't know, we're talking about the Subliminal palette. This palette is so beautiful, and I really had so much fun with the blue shades. Playing with the blue shades this time. I stacked a lot of these like special shades and just really explored some of the depths of what the blues can do. And this palette just makes my heart sing, especially when I'm playing with the blues. And that's why it's coming in spot number 3 this month, because I just really enjoyed the look so much. And even though I loved all these other palettes, this one really has my heart. So it's coming in 3rd place. Coming in 2nd place for this month's ranking is the Natasha Denona Metropolis palette. It pains me to put this palette in 2nd place, okay? I know, this palette is beautiful. Oh my God, the blues in here, the red in here, all the beautiful warm tones. Like, I love this palette so much. This is one of my top palettes in my collection by far. But the reason why it's not coming in 1st place for me is because I feel like there aren't quite enough mattes. For me, for my preference, I love mattes. Wait, in case you're new here, hi, I'm Michelle. I love mattes. Yeah, I really wish that there were more matte shades that correlated to some of the shades that are in here. Oops. But yeah, if it had more mattes, I think I would enjoy this palette a whole lot more. I do find that I need to reach into other palettes to kind of pair some of the mattes with it. And that's probably why it's ranking a little bit low, if you can call 2nd place low, which I do. For this palette, I call that low. Anyway, I just really gravitate towards like these bright, these bright colors, like the greens, the reds, the blues. Those are my most favorite, but really all of the shades in this palette are so punchy, so vibrant and fun and easy to work with. You get so much payoff. They're so easy to blend. They wear all day. There's no fallout. I mean, they're just beautiful. There was a little bit of fallout in the sparkly gold one. I do remember I got a little bit, just a tiniest little bit of fallout out of this one, but typically, I don't experience fallout with this at all, and I just get so much payoff, and it just looks so beautiful for hours and hours and hours, like over 14 hours. It looks like my makeup is fresh. Yeah, that's a Natasha Denona formula for you. But anyway, yeah, this palette is coming in 2nd place because, bam, it's a badass palette. Yeah. Okay. So you're probably wondering, if I love that palette so much and I'm ranting on and on, what on earth could be in 1st place? This may or may not surprise you. This may or may not surprise you, but coming in 1st place for that month's ranking, coming in 1st place for my September palette ranking is the Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes palette. I know, you're probably shocked because, I mean, like, how are you going to compare these two to that and say that this one's 2nd? Remember, this also pertains to how much enjoyment I got out of it in this particular go around for the use. So that's, why sometimes palette slots will vary, from one month to the next. So, I'm not saying that this palette is better than that one. I'm just saying that I really enjoyed playing with this palette a super lot. I love the looks that I get out of it every single time. You can never go wrong. I love the ratio of mattes to shimmers. I love the performance. I just love every look that I've ever gotten with it. I never need to reach into another palette to get the perfect look with this one. And I'm so happy that this palette is back in stock for everyone to get it currently during this holiday season. So I've been having a lot of fun using it these last couple months. I've gotten a lot of use out of it in these last few, I've gotten a lot of use out of it in September and October. So yeah, for my September ranking, my Makeup by Mario Ethereal Eyes is coming in 1st place. Yeah. Let me know, were you surprised by any of those? I was pretty surprised by how they how they sorted out in the slots that some of them landed, quite frankly. But keep in mind, I love all of those palettes and they're all like in my collection, so, you know? But anyway, yeah, let me know if any of my palettes, let me know if I ranked any of your favorites a little bit low, or let me know if any of the palettes that you don't like very much ranked pretty high on my list. I'd love to know. So yeah, comment down below and yeah, let me know. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to click the like button. It really does help my channel out so much. And make sure you're subscribed to my channel so I can see you in my next video. Bye.